Hello and welcome to everyone. So we'll start shortly. Thank you for your participation. I hope the sound is good and that you can see me. Okay, let's go. So again, welcome to everyone. I'm delighted to have you here today to introduce you to 3Design, our computer-aided design software solution created for jewelry and high jewelry industry. So some of you knows me, but I introduce myself. I am Maxime Tifino, 3Design Product Manager, and thank you for your participation. I can see that some of our users are present. Thank you so much being part of this wonderful 3Design user community. Thank you again for that. And I would like to say that after this presentation, we will remain available by phone or online. We can organize online meetings to answer any questions you may have or to discuss about specific needs. If you have specific projects or specific designs or any questions, it will be a pleasure to answer and have a good discussion with you. So I propose 1 hour of an overview regarding the 10 key points of 3Design to discover together this professional solution and the benefits it will bring to your company. So thank you for your attention. I will now turn off my camera and share my screen. So let's start with the first point, and I give you a quick idea of figures and some information regarding 3Design and his story. So, as I said, 3Design is a professional CAD software for jewelry and high jewelry. We are a French company. The headquarters is based in Lyon, north of Lyon. And yeah, I would like to insist on the 25 years of experience we have. We have a depth knowledge of the specific needs regarding the profession. I mean, for jewelers and high jewelers, we know how to talk with you. We know your job, your needs, and this is why also this is a good benefit for your company to work with us, as we are expert, but not only on CAD software, but also in jewelry and high jewelry. Today, we have more than 8,000 users in the world. And just for you to know where we are in the version, 12 days, it's a matter, must release the version 12. So just for you to be informed regarding the number of the version. So this point is really important, but I would like to share with you that we provide security and comfort in exchanging with us as expert in CAD and expert in jewelry and high jewelry. So why today 3Design is appreciated by our users? So I will show you the philosophy and some examples to see how 3Design works and what is the philosophy of this software. So let's start with a new file. Firstly, I would like to show and I would like to discover with you and share with you what is the organization and how is the user interface of 3Design. This point to provide the information regarding how 3Design is easy to learn, easy to master. As you can see on my screen, you have two main parts on the software. We have this history tree, which is really important for you and for your creation because it makes the difference and it brings comfort and creativity when you have to modify, when you have to work, when you have to change, or when you have to add something. This history tree is the guideline in your creation. For example, if I create like a stone, so let's use my stone, which will be automatically created on the middle. When I have to change maybe the size, maybe the material, or I don't know, the position in the space, I just have to come back in my tree. This tree is saving every steps of my project. So I don't need to come back from scratch. I need to create again my stone, position it again, decide what is the material, as everything is saved in my tree. So if I double click on that one, you can see that easily I have back my properties. This box is the properties of my software, and I can change anything. So this example is really simple, but just for you to understand with the second one, for example, if I create a ring size, and on this ring size, I want to create my stone. My stone is there. Let's say I want to have 4 millimeters, and I want to have like dedicated ruby color, and then I validate. If, for example, you say, oh, I forgot to set my ring size. I don't know what ring size I have currently. So we can use, for example, European sizes. And finally, my project is not a 56, it's a 54. So I don't need to recreate from scratch my ring size and my stone because I can modify, and the software is intelligent, knows that inside the tree I have the ring size with the stone related, and automatically I will have a new position. So these two simple examples for you to understand the philosophy and how it is easy to learn and how it is easy to master, because we have different approach with firstly the tree, and you have everything inside. So even if you have a mistake or anything, you can come back and modify anytime. And secondly, you have a dedicated area in the software for jewelry features. Jewelry features, as we said, we have 25 years of experiences, brings you creativity, and it makes your knowledges directly, it brings your knowledges directly in the software. Because when you have something to do, when you have to set a stone, when you have to put prompts, when you have to cut anything, everything is in the software. We are like at the workbench, but everything is 3D, virtual. I can do anything. So it brings me comfort and creativity because you have all the knowledges and all the existing features we have currently with the V12 will be a good advantage and a good benefit for you for your creation and your modelization in 3Design. With that, we have also a dedicated area for 3D. It means that if I have to do extrusion, if I have to do revolve, duplication, even if I have to measure my creation, I have anything which concerns 3D. So the fast learning curve for artists and craftsmen with no need regarding the engineering skills, because we know that it can be really difficult to use an engineering software, CAD software, a lot of things to learn, a lot of things to understand. We started with 3Design and with jewelers. saying that we want to make it user-friendly, easy to understand, well organized, and we created since 25 years this software and this high-end version thanks to your feedback, thanks to your idea, and now we have a really, really nice software to provide. So what are the features and what are the easy thing you can do to bring you quick approach for the design regarding rings? I want to give you and I want to provide you a simple example with wedding rings. So let's create a new file. So I come back in my jewelry area. So we call that one jeweler's bench. And I will use an automatic function which is wedding band. Easy to select. I just have to go in my tree and see that I have my wedding band there, and I can modify the material. For example, we have a dedicated library for material. I can use, for example, yellow gold, and I decide which size I want to have on my project. So it can be different countries. We can work with diameters also if you have a customized size, and I can decide which let's say which shape I want to have on my wedding ring. So easily I can also decide what is the width and the height, like that. So we have a really power brain behind that for the calculation, so everything will be automatic and we have the result in few seconds, like that, and then I can validate. So this is something we can imagine when you have to do a wedding ring. With this feature, automatic feature, you just have to set several values, and then in few seconds you have your wedding ring. Something which is easy to understand also regarding the customization of this wedding ring. It is not only a list of shapes we have in 3Design, it is also a matter of I want to design my shape and I want to have the control on the shape. So we have a dedicated area in 3Design, which is the sketch module, and I can draw any curve. I can duplicate this curve from another one. For example, I move downward this shape and I change it like that. I can add another one, for example, and let's say I want to have something which is completely different. As I said, thanks to my tree, I can come back saying, oh, maybe that one is too simple and I want to change with this shape or that one or that one. I just have to select this wedding ring, which is okay for me regarding the color, regarding the sizes, etc. So I double click on that. I come back on my first one and I will select my custom curve because in the list I have also the possibility to select custom, and I click there to change the shape. The software is recalculating everything, so the width, the height, the infuse. So I can do that really fastly. I can have another one. So let's move that one on the left. I select again my wedding ring automatic function there. I use custom to say I want to have that one. This time I have 50 for the size, and I would like to use, let's say, this shape. Again, in few seconds, I have another wedding ring. So thanks to this approach, thanks to this philosophy, because I would like also to say that this philosophy and the way we work with 3Design is mainly the same for the features. We have properties, we have a dedicated box, and you go step by step to build what you have to do. We can use automatic features, but we have also expert features. So this is why we will go and move to the point 3, which is all the dedicated jewelry and high jewelry features we can provide regarding 3Design. So we create a new file. So let me show you this one. I like to talk about this, saying that they are really happy having such kind of automatic function, because it can be difficult first to do by hand, because we need to have this ring really symmetric, really straight, not easy to have exactly the same surface aspect everywhere. So thanks to the 3D, we can build and we can create such kind of design with the perfection. It makes easy my approach, but also it allows me to stand out from the crowd, because I can propose and I can have such kind of ring in my catalog, because I don't lose time trying to do that in reality at the workbench, as now 3Design can help me to do such kind of tricky shapes or tricky ring, not easy to do by hands. So we have such automatic function, but we have also another other features which can also help you in the creativity and to go really deep in the precision and to have something which is really high-end creation. For example, let me show you something again with a wedding ring, and I will have with the wedding ring something which is common for you. We will create the ajour inside. So I just have to say that I want to have my ring size, and I will create a line around. This line will be projected on my ring, and this line will help me to position my stone. You can see that now I'm perfectly on the center. Again, if I change just quickly my ring size, automatically the software will project again. So even if I change the ring size, I will have my projection. So that's a really good point, the associativity in the tree. And then I can select my line. By the way, if you don't want the reflection, you can switch off the reflection to be really focused on your objects. I select my line and I go straight to the jewelry features, and I will show you one which is something really powerful in 3Design, variable channel. Variable channel allows me to select my line I want to work on. It allows me also to set my stones according to some constraints. Constraints like, for example, the minimum spacing we have regarding the stones, so it can be 0.2. How the stones will be applied on the line, so it can be, for example, adjustable space, because I want to have stones all around my ring. And then I will say, as I said before, step by step, I just have to follow. So we guide you, we accompany you, so it's a really good comfort and also security for you, because you have all those steps with values, with the preview, anything and everything is controlled. So I can add a really huge amount of stone. The software is saying, hey, stop. We cannot add like 36 stones. So I come back, and when the warning disappears, it means that then I can have my 31 stone. I can say, then, if I want the stone according to the table or girder, so we know that some of you prefer to have like stones seated inside the metal or outside according to let's say the approach you want to set your stones. So we can modify that directly in the software. And then I will continue my project. So through that, I need to say, I want my stone. So Ruby for the setting, I will set my stone automatically in the positions. And now we'll continue my project in saying like, I want to have multi-cutters. Multi-cutters for the Azure, so it will be the first step. Anything is inside, so you can work on any stones you have. If you want to have, for example, something which is bigger on this area, if you want to have something which is with a bigger angle for the stone setting, etc. So everything is setted, and I can set my material for the colors with plastic. Then I can define and I can see what is the thing I want to cut and what is the thing I want to keep. Plus that, I will set my Azure. We have a dedicated Azure feature which is honeycomb. So I just have to select my cutters, and automatically the software will add the Azure models directly in my brain. So I can set the height, I can set what is the distance between the objects, and again I will do green to make the difference with my object. So simply, I have anything prepared, I can say I want to have that plus that plus that, and I will say I want to boolean. Something I wanted to say regarding the user-friendly and the user experience you have with 3Design, we have also a dedicated area. When you have to search a tool, you can say, I want to have Control F. And for example, I know that I have to do a Boolean operation for the cutting. So I say BOO, then the software shows me where are the tools. I do a Boolean subdivision subtraction, sorry. I do minus, and then I validate. And anything is in one area. I don't have to navigate. Something which is also really cool I like in the V12 is the new right click, which is the iris menu, a really intuitive menu. You can navigate inside in turning everything just to search what you have to do next with I need to zoom, I need to change the display. For example, if you want to see what is the topologic display of this ring, you can enable the topologic display and see the edges, where you are on the surface exactly. So we have with 3Design today two main things. Again, you stand out from the crowd because you have the knowledges regarding high jewelry and jewelry, and you have also a really high-end software with high-end display, high-end automatic function. We help you in the process with automatic things and better understanding regarding how you have to use and how you have to master the software. So I wanted to show you again another feature I really like in the jewelry tools is the advanced pavé. So advanced pavé, let me open a nice file I have in my library. So let's open this file, and I will use this brush, which is a toucan, and I will show you the advanced pavé. So this is a brush, une broche comme on dit en français. This is something I will use for my pavé. So easily I can select my object, and you can see that I have this dedicated area I want to put stones on. I just have to select my object, and I click on Advanced Pavé, and I have to select my area I want to work on, like that. So I just have to select from this. And then we have two approaches. One will be the automatic one. I go straight to automatic pavé, and I have different strategy. Let's do a simple one, which is the strategy straight. I can select what is the size of the stone I want to apply on this surface, and then I just have to click on pavé. Automatically, the software will show me the first result. Then I can modify. It is not because it's automatic for the first approach that I cannot change it. So this feature is really, really powerful because you have anything inside to set stones manually or automatically. I can set also the diameters. So we have one for this one, but if you have different diameters, it can be really useful to have different diameters. I will show you after. I can set the stone directly if I want to have. I can do it and add one stone like that. And also we have an automatic, we say that's a checker. The checker means that I have the possibility to constrain the minimum distance with the stone, and I click and it adjusts automatically if you want to feel better the space in case you added stones manually. So let's show you, for example, on that one. So I use my, again, my high-risk menu that I really like, so I can navigate from this selection in my tree, because you can see I have a really huge tree and I can navigate through there, and I can select the advanced pavé, and automatically I have my pavé setted, and I can show you that we can also work with different diameter. So it shows the diameter, you have all the security and the precision, so you are better in your approach and super precise. So this is something which brings security in your project, especially when you have to follow some constraints with the diameter of the stones, etc., etc. So what is today the needs regarding the hardware, and what is the kind of computer and the platform I can use with 3Design? Let me give you the answer quickly. I will open a quick file. It's just for you to understand and to have something on the middle of my screen. So the answer is, we are both platforms compatible, means that we can use 3Design today on Apple computers and Windows computers. We are the unique software for jewelry and high jewelry compatible with Apple and Windows. Plus, an extra information I wanted to provide you is that the V12 will be officially natively compatible with M1, M2, and M3 chips. So that's really good news. We decided to work and to develop this native compatibility to make future-proof 3Design, to think about the future and say we want to be compatible, fully compatible, and plus we want to be natively compatible with M1, M2, M3 chips. So it makes the software faster, because you know that native apps on Apple are faster and they are also more stable. So we made some tests with, we have at work M1 and M2. We discovered that, and we were really impressed that 3Design natively compatible is really, really, really fast. So that's the first point I wanted to talk about. Secondly, we don't need anymore a really high-end configuration regarding the hardware, regarding the graphic card, regarding the memory you have on your computer. We decided to move forward with the display technology. Doesn't need to have a really huge graphic card to use and have a software which is fast. You don't need anymore a really high-end graphic card. So that's the point. I think for some of existing users in the list, you discovered the new display in V12. It is realistic. I will talk about that after. But this definitely, this points with I don't need anymore a really high-end configuration is a really good point, because it is a peace of mind finally regarding the money you have to spend for the configuration. And I need again to say that yes, I'm really happy that we are natively compatible with M1 and 2 and 3 chipsets, and we continue to be compatible with Windows. We also changed a lot of things in the V12 regarding the version we use of the technology. So keep in mind that 3Design is always growing up in the right direction for the technology. We want absolutely to follow technologies regarding the graphic cards, regarding the platforms. So that's a really good point for you. And the benefit is that you bring safe in your mind, and you also saving time, especially when you use M1 and 2 and 3 chipset, because it is really, really fast now. Next to that, it is not only technical innovation, it is also a matter of advanced modeling. We have really high-end features for 3D creation in 3Design, and I wanted to show you something I really like to use in 3Design is the advanced wrap, which brings a lot of possibility in your creativity. So I will open this example, and I will show you two examples. Okay, so that one first. So as you can see, we have a 3D surface, which is not easy to deform, but we have those tools in 3Design for the deformation. Maybe I will have the opportunity to show you some of deformation tools we have. But I would like to talk about this dedicated feature to deform patterns in any surfaces. This is a dedicated function we developed with our developers. They are really good in developing 3D features in algorithms, and I'm glad and I'm really proud to use today this feature in 3Design V12. Like, for example, I want to have this pattern on my 3D wing. This is a butterfly, I think you understood. And I will have just to select what is the pattern I want and the position. So you can see that the software is very fast. It's showing me what will be the result. It's calculating where the patterns has to be cutted, and I can adjust the position and the size. And as soon as I'm happy with, I just have to select and preview that one, and automatically this will be changed on the wing. And this will be definitely calculated on this one, and I can do the mirror, and I have a good result, something which is not easy to do by hands, and also sometimes not easy to do in different software. So through this approach and this huge advanced modeling feature, you can also develop your creativity, develop your catalog, the creations you want to promote, you want to show, you want to propose to your clients. So that's a really good benefit for you. And secondly, I wanted to show you also something I really like. We developed also this feature for 3Design. The name is bas-relief, we say in French, but we can also say in English. So let me open this nice ring a Japanese friend made in 3Design. So I wanted to show you something which is quite impressive in 3D. So this ring is something I will use for the bas-relief feature. We can imagine that we have this shape created in the sketch with curves, closed curve. So I want those curves to be transformed into 3D. So for that, if you know a little bit 3D software, you will have to do extrusion, sweep, you have to prepare a lot of things to make it really nice. You can also work during a really long time if you want to have it round. Thanks to 3Design and a dedicated feature in 3Shaper, our modeling option, you just have to select the curves you want to work on. You click on 3Shaper option, and we will use the bas-relief function. And in one click, I will have my 3D object created. So I have the bottom, but I can have also the top. So I select the symmetry there, and I will again do my preview. So I can change like that the height, so I can use this height. Oh, I don't want to have it in green plastic. Maybe, let's say I want to have it in gold, white gold. Voila. I recompute again, so you see, you have flexibility. Again, my display is the simplified display, so it's for you to understand and to read better the 3D objects. But as soon as you want to have something impressive for your client, even for you, it can be comfortable and also really nice to feel the real aspect of your creation. You can switch back to the real-time rendering. I will talk about that in details in another point. Select your object, and you can also wrap it. So I will use again wrap, and then in a few seconds this object has been wrapped under my ring, and it is quite impressive. So I spent a little bit of time to draw all the curve on the sketch, but look at those steps. It's in few seconds. I didn't change the workflow. You just have to select, you go to bas-relief, you do your height, and you wrap it. So this is not only a matter of automatic features, jewelry features. We are really, let's say, good and high-end features regarding 3D features and 3D tools in 3Design. So that's something I wanted to show. So according to this point, how today I can explore and I can create and do anything I imagine I created by hand, or I just had a sketch and I want to make my idea real. I will show you an example and another feature which can be a really good advantage for you. This option and this tool is, the name of this option is Draft Kit. I will show you. Let me open a new file. Okay. And this is this option, Draft Kit. In 3Design, as you have seen, we can import picture in the software. Picture in the software through the picture in the plane, simple one, but I can also make my draw into 3D, transform my sketches or my picture into 3D. Simply, I just have to click on the Draft Kit, and I will select that one, which is technical drawing with top view, face view, and side view. And through that, I can propose to my client tailor-made creation according to the sketch, according to what they want, according to an idea they have. So you have more flexibility with your clients or potential clients. So it brings new business, new customers, because you are today able to provide such kind of service, saying, yeah, I have my 3Design next to me. It helps me to go really fast, so I can propose to my clients, oh, look at that. If you have an idea, you can draw something or we draw something together. I can import my idea or your idea in the software and we can make it in live, in 3D. So simply I just have to set my circle inside the ring size. I set my boxes around the draw, even if it's not more or less straight, especially for the side view, but anyway, this is something I can adjust after in 3D, and then I can validate. Automatically, I have my object created on my 3 planes, and I can start my creation. So look at that. We have on the timer 2 minutes, and I will do with you the creation. So first I have to set my ring size. So 54, oh no, this is a 63. So leave it on 63. I say, okay, now I have to draw the external shape. So I follow my draw like that, my sketch like that. I will set the position of my stone. So I set a little plane which is above my ring size. So I just have to select the ring size and set now the stone like that. And then I will draw the shape of my ring. So I want to have rectangle. I do rounded. So you see that we can do a lot of things also in the sketch. I select my 2 lines and I go to this function that I like, ring rail builder. It helps me to create ring shank really easy to do. I just have to set the side with this area so I can have straight. So you decide you control with the manipulator directly there. It's not really straight, but you can set this approach on this point and you can see with the values where you are. And then I will set the section. I want to have my rectangle. And voila, directly, oops, I forgot to select. I will restart again. Sorry, I did just a mistake on the selection. Voila. So that's good also. Then you can see that with mistakes, we can come back in the tree. It's not a big deal because I just have to say start again and then voila. I selected something which was wrong, my mistake. But that's good also. Then you can see how we can repair. So I select also my angle directly there. So I have a specific function which helps me to cut my ring like that. So I can set with the transparency, again, the iris menu. I can see where I am like that. And then I will do the crop and pitch. So that's really simple. You move forward with automatic or less automatic function. As I showed also, you have specific features you can use for the belt. If you want to set different belt for the bottom, you have this possibility also. You can bend it, you can position it with the UV like that. Okay, I can set, and I use again my object. And let's do the prongs. Okay, so I have a specific function for the prongs, so you can adjust everything, again with your knowledges for the stone settings, etc. So I can have, for example, 6 claws like that. I can move just to set. Okay, I can cut them with the ring size. So it's a matter of steps and you have to follow the process. So you see, and quickly we can do the ring. I will move forward because I have again plenty of things to show you. And I wanted to show you how I can organize and what are the advantages regarding my stock, my digital catalog. And we have a specific area in 3Design for that, which is the library. By default, when you buy 3Design, you have a huge library of 3D objects, as you can see, with ring shanks, close settings, prongs settings. So everything is set it by default. You can modify them when you have green title like that, then you can have the history back, and it makes you like you have something to 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 put together, like you have the ring shank and you have the close, and quickly you can do rings front of your clients with the original library. But something I wanted to show you and I wanted to tell you is that you can also create your own library. And this is in fact the final project, the final target, because when you have your own library with your ring shanks, with your signet rings, with your own cutters or anything you think that you will sell a lot in your shop or shops, and you can bring that directly to the library. So it increases the field of possibilities. You stand out because you have your digital catalog in your library, I mean in your software, and you just have to say, okay, oh, you have a client, he wants to have your wedding ring because this is the one by default, but imagine that you created your own and the full collection you have today in your company. You can just have the possibility to set, you can say, or let's say I want to create a new file, and I will show you with a new file. You say, okay, I go in my catalog. You can even search directly in your catalog the references if you have a lot of 3D models, and then you just have to set, and you can change the color, you can deform, you can do anything you have to do. So it makes the difference, and it brings you in another world with the digitalization of your catalog, and without cost, because you don't need to prototype, you don't need to cast, you have everything in your digital catalog, and you can decide really what you have to build and what you have to create with your clients. So regarding what we can do also with 3Design, you can imagine that normally and usually you have a lot of to do at the workbench. You don't have time, even sometimes you don't have the knowledges to do that. Thanks to 3Design and all the features regarding the modeling, regarding the features we have seen together, to change you are building, to change the way you are creating, you imagine, you say, for example, that normally at the workbench, it is impossible for you to create an animal. It is maybe difficult for you. You don't have, especially the knowledges to sculpt the wax, or maybe it's too complicated. You don't have time. Thanks to 3Design, you can do that. I wanted to show you an example, and this is something I really like. Last time I discussed with my client, and he told me, Maxime, it's incredible because I knew before how I sculpt a flower or tiger or even a dog. It was possible for me at the beginning, but finally I stopped to create that at the workbench because it was impossible. No time, too much demands for wedding ring, solitaire, or anything. And thanks to 3Design, now I can have back in my collection such kind of designs because it is really fast to do, really fast to modify. I don't have to say, oh, maybe I will spend like 4 hours sculpting my tiger or panther, and at the end I will break, for example, the wax, or I have a problem, I cannot set the thickness, etc., etc. Through 3Design, you can do tests, you can pre-visualize, you can experiment with designs without incurring manufacturing costs. So that's a really good point. So let me show you this really simple example. I created from boxes in 3Shaper. So Shaper is the subdivision surfaces module we have in 3Design. really nice if you have to do organic sculpting, so we can do that. With the associativity in 3Design, we have the possibility to do, for example, a quick mirror, automatically weld. So you see now I have my ring which is welded. So sure, I spent a little bit of time to sculpt the pant here, but after, again, the approach is really fast. I can do the thickness because for the moment, I will switch to the simplified view through the iris menu, and I click on that one. And I want to add like a thickness. This is also a huge advantage because if you want to have the same thickness everywhere on your object to gain like regarding the weight of the gold you have for the project, if we measure, for example, the this ring, for example, you can set that and you say maybe I can do something which is a little bit smaller, maybe let's say 75, and it makes the difference, and automatically you see you have less grams regarding the gold. So you can adjust, you can also, as I said this morning, because just for your information, I had the same presentation for French people. So as I said this morning, I just select this one and I come back. You can also, if you have the control of that, you can also front of your customer saying your customer is quite happy. You sent him a picture of this ring, but he called you back and saying like, ah, I like your ring, it's crazy, but for example, I want to have the ear maybe smaller, or I want to have it more aggressive for the eyes, something which is maybe thinner on the top. No problem, you have your file, you come back, you can change it with the sculpting approach like that. I change the ear like that, for example. I can change also maybe a little bit like that, and automatically all the steps you have in the tree will be recomputed, and you save time, you save money, because you don't have to redo everything from scratch. And through the tree, through the associativity, everything is recalculated with the same thickness, and plus we lose again some grams regarding the gold. So that's a really good point. So how today, when I finished my model, when I want to promote my creations, how can I do that with 3Design? I would like to talk about a really important point in 3Design we have with the V12 is the real-time realistic display. As you have seen, and I will open another ring, which is that one. I really like that ring also. I like it because we used it mainly for the V12 marketing. That's a really nice ring with a beautiful stone on the center. So this is the normal view in the V12. I understand that we cannot have, if you use 8 hours per day, your software, you cannot have like crazy reflections with stone blinking. It's impossible. It's better when you do 3D to have this simplified display. So as you have seen with the iris, you can switch between the two displays. But I want to come back on this point, which is important. How today I can promote my creation? Through the V12, when I switch back to the realistic display, I have now the possibility to take screenshots and to make animation of my project. If you have to validate this project, or if you have to promote on your website or your catalog, or you have a TV in your shop and you want to display some of your creation without having in the vitrine, for example, I just have to change because I prefer this color for the stone on the middle. Yeah, you see, it's really simple. So now I just have to set the position of my ring, and then I do my screenshot. But this is not a simple screenshot. It is a high-end resolution screenshot. As you can see now with the V12 and mainly with 3Design, you can set the resolution of the length and height. It means, for example, you have 3000 by 3000, you select where you want to save, and look at that. I just have to change a little bit because I prefer this orientation. I click, and in few seconds, I have my ring saved on my desktop, transparent background, and if you zoom on it, you have a really high quality screenshot. It can be double time 6000 by 6000 if you have to print it for a catalog, or imagine you can continue this project because you want to maybe modify a little bit to add effects with Photoshop, for example. This can be possible with V12. So you save money because you are able now to do the promotion, to do the marketing of your creations through your website, through your catalog, in also validating the project, because this will be really helpful for the validation of the project with your designer team or even directly with the end client. So that's a really good point. With that, we have also the possibility to do animation. I do the animation like that, saying I want to have this possibility in fact, and I will select where I want to turn, how I want to turn, and what is the speed. Let's say I have 10 seconds for the speed. I can also even add a background on the side if you want. Let me show you quickly with this wave. It can be your logo, it can be anything you want to add for the promotion. So let's say on the top center, and then center left, it would be maybe more beautiful like that. And then I can do the preview. Then I export to MP4 or MOV, it's up to you, and you can do anything. Through the library, we have also really nice ring box for the presentation. You see you have ring display, we have beautiful ring box you can use for the promotion of your creation. So you just have to move like that. I can adjust my ring if you want to be perfectly, if you want to fit perfectly inside. So it can be a ring box. You see, we can feel the velvet. It's really realistic. It's real-time display. I can switch again, no worries, to the simplified display. So that's not a problem. I can take screenshot. I can add my logo in 3D on my box. You see, even for the flat shape now, we have reflection, and it's really, really, really impressive. I'm in love with the V12, I must say. That's I wanted to show you what can be done with. I have an example I wanted to show. Okay, let's come back on. Yeah, this video. So I added the ring display that I have in my library. I added also floor plastic with white plastic, and I created this MP4 turntable animation. So it can be a GIF if you want to have it on your website, and it will turn constantly. So it's a really good advantage, and the benefits is that you are promoting and you do your own marketing without waiting so long, so many times, playing with the colors, etc., the lights. You have anything through this real-time, ultra realistic display. So let's talk about one point I wanted to cover. Last one, what we have 2 points again to talk about, but it will be quick, no worries. I just wanted to show you also how you can save time with 3Design. I wanted absolutely to show you what is the parametric in 3Design. Parametric is a philosophy. Up. So I want to have this ring in different shape for the central stone, different ring size. we can imagine that this is the best seller in your shop. Through the parametric in 3Design, and this is related to the tree, you can do that. And you save time, and you don't need to create everything from scratch if you know that this ring is the best seller in your shop. Simply, if you created this ring with a well organization in your tree, you can select this central stone, saying you have another client, she wants, for example, to have the same ring, but with heart shape on the middle. You just have to say, I want to change the heart shape. The software is saying, showing that everything is yellow, means that you have perfect links together in the tree. And yes, you just have to say, I want my heart-shaped diamonds, why not? And automatically you will have the new ring. So it can be also a really good benefit. You don't need we can say, for example, you spent like 2 or 3 hours on this ring. Next time you have to promote or you have to sell this ring, you will spend, let's say, 10 minutes. Means that you have to readjust a little bit the close, prepare for the STL export. I didn't talk about the STL export, but we have a good feature for the export, which is miling. I can set the precision, I can set anything just for the 3D printing. But if you have questions regarding that, we can organize a meeting with you. I would like just to finalize this presentation with the last point, which is the most important for me: how we guide you, how we accompany you in the process when you have 3Design in front of you. We provide not only the software, we provide also trainings. We have a dedicated forum. You can talk with the community. Trainings made by experts, not only CAD experts, but also jewelry and high jewelry experts. So we have different level of trainings, means beginners, intermediate, and expert. And even also we can provide dedicated trainings if you have, for example, a really complicated ring to do and you want to cover that during 2 hours or 4 hours, we can also provide such kind of training. And next to that also, we have the possibility to provide you a maintenance contract, which is 1 year services with inside plenty of services. You have the update of 3Design for free. We have workshops organized every month. We provide also the access to the training lounge on the forum with plenty of videos. And we have also tutorials and videos. I can show you quickly on my screen, like for example, the welcome page, to explain you what are the first steps in 3Design, what is new in 3Design, how you set properly your application. So we want absolutely to guide you and to support you in the process. This is not only, yes, we have the software, you bought the software, and we leave you alone in front of the software. This is really important for us to know that our clients are well trained, are well supported, and we accompany you in this journey, providing the best and the maximum of services we can have with you. So voila, just for the end, and thank you again for your participation. I just wanted to provide you some information regarding our details if you want, and if you have questions, if you have any questions, if you want anything from this presentation, I mean, if you want, like for example, I see that someone wants the video I showed, so do not hesitate to send us this request via email. I will show you directly in 3Design. It's a funny way to show you the information, but it shows again that we can put any picture in the software. So yeah, this is the details regarding our sales department. You have also the phone number if you want to call us directly. you can send us an email, and do not hesitate to visit our website. There are all the information concerning 3Design. You can also fill a form if you have questions, if you want to discuss, if you want to organize a meeting. All those informations are on our website. So I come back on the camera and I stop my screen sharing. So thank you very much for your participation. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. We are there for you if you have any question, if you have any specific needs, call us or send us an email, and it will be a great pleasure to discuss with you and to accompany you in this new adventure with 3Design. Thank you very much, and I hope we talk soon. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Have a great day.